Welcome to Hays Post News. I'm Kari Blurton and for Becky Kaiser. The Kansas Bureau of Investigation has issued an alert to the Kansas Highway Patrol to be on the lookout for a man wanted for murder. According to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, 27-year-old Kevin Joseph Leno is considered armed and dangerous and is sought for the alleged killing of a man in Montana around July 30th. In an alert by the KBI, apparently Leno was last seen in Colorado and may have continued south or east with 4 companions in a white or silver 2014 Ford Focus with a temporary sticker 285026. The group is reportedly traveling with 9 pit bull puppies and is known to panhandle and frequent shelters for food or lodging. If anyone sees the car or the fugitive, they are urged not to confront Leno or his companions, but call 911 immediately. Kansas Senator Pat Roberts is traveling northwest Kansas this week. He was in Hays Thursday to visit with friends and supporters. Roberts is seeking his 4th 6-year term in the Senate in November's election. With some early projections showing Republicans taking the Senate back, Roberts said if it happens, Congress can start getting things done again.
We'd put the genie back in the bottle and make the Senate the way it was 225 years. That means any senator could offer any amendment at any time. Harry Reid has shut the place down. He's a one-man rules committee, and he's doing so at the request of Obama. That's not right. We need to be an independent body like we used to be and be the Senate like the Senate used to be. So if we can do that, I think we can restore faith and confidence in the American people. We can serve as, if the president wants to work with us, fine. If he doesn't want to work for us with the House and the Senate, we can send him a very strong message.
Roberts faces Democratic challenger Chad Taylor and independent Greg Orman in November's general election. Hays High School's senior and quarterback Alex Delton signed with K-State Thursday. He verbally committed earlier this year and signed his scholarship Thursday. Delton talked with Voice of the Indians Dustin Armbruster of KFIX Radio and said signing with K-State is a dream come true.
I don't know, it's kind of surreal because I remember when I was a little kid, 7th, 8th grade, I'd go to K-State games and think those guys are, famous and stuff, and know that I can be one of those guys. That's something. It's an honor, honestly, and I'm so blessed to have that opportunity. For all these people to show up just to my signing to K-State, that's huge, and it shows a lot about kind of how Hays is as a whole. Some people don't like the small community, but it's something, I love it, and I'd rather not grow up in any other place but Hays.
Delton will graduate this December and head to K-State in the spring. Delton is expected to sign his national letter of intent in February. Hays High starts off their football season next Friday against Olathe Northwest. You can hear the game and listen to it on 96.9 KFIX or HaysPost.com. The Kansas Highway Patrol sees an increase in traffic every Labor Day weekend and unfortunately an increase in alcohol-related car accidents and deaths as well. According to the Kansas Highway Patrol, holidays during the warmer months of the year, such as the 4th of July, Memorial Day, and Labor Day, are statistically more dangerous.
Traditionally, this is a weekend where we Kansans mix a lot of alcohol with this celebration, so watch out for that. Watch for drunk drivers. If you happen to see someone you might think is intoxicated, they can always dial 911, or they can dial star 47. That will get them to the closest Kansas Highway Patrol dispatcher.
Heileman said the Kansas Highway Patrol will be out in full force looking for drunk drivers on the interstate. He also urged drivers to pull over before using a cell phone or a GPS device, saying it's very common for them to see people not paying attention to the road at all. He also reminded everyone to buckle up, saying it's your best protection in case of a wreck. The Hays High student body took Principal Martin Straub's challenge last week to raise $1,000. In fact, the students went well above the goal and raised $1,600, meaning Straub, staff, and members and administrators had to hold up their end of the deal and take the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge Friday.
Bring it on. Good luck.
Coming up, we'll have news from across the state with Randy Picking, and later we'll have a special compilation of ALS Ice Bucket Challenges from Hays Post viewers and readers. You will not want to miss these. We have some very creative people in Ellis County. Stay with us. Welcome to Hays Post News. I'm Kari Blurton, filling in for Becky Kaiser. The Hays Police Department's Bike Patrol is putting their training wheels on this week. The 9-member crew was at Gross Memorial Coliseum Tuesday, focusing on technical skills training such as balance, safely maneuvering through small spaces, and maximum braking. Lyon County Undersheriff John Kelsch, an instructor for the International Police Mountain Bike Association, says one of the most important aspects of being a good bike officer is learning how to interact with the public.
It puts the officer more in contact with the community so they can have personal contact. They can hear and smell more when they're on the bike, and they're much more approachable. Citizens in every community that officers have gone back and operated bike patrol seem to really like to go up and interact with bike officers. Dressed a little differently, I don't know if that's a little less intimidating, and the bike officer will have more of a tendency to interact with the community, and that's one of the things that we teach in this class is we're riding and things like that. I emphasize, let's talk to the public, you're ambassadors for this community, and that's a very important role that you have in the community, because without the community being part of the public safety solution in each community, the police are really not effective. The community is really the biggest partner.
This week's Hays Police Bike Patrol training also includes firing a gun from a mountain bike, safely pulling over a car, and evading cars who pull out in front of them.
I just called and said that on an interview, Michael J. Fox said his middle name was Jello. The J stood for Jello. Right, and now we're finding out that his middle name...
Hold on. You guys are the ones, oh, really? Yeah. You notice I wasn't saying anything.
Well,
I was like,
show respect to our listeners.
Yeah. No, you believed it, too.
Traffic time. I'm going to change the subject abruptly. Here's Kari Sparks.
We are starting off with a problem to the north. This is northbound I-25 at the Boulder Turnpike. Rollover crash now. It has happened about 30 minutes ago, but you'll still see crews there on the scene getting all that wreckage cleared out of there. It's not really slowing down northbound I-25 because volume is light. Southbound I-25, you may see some curiosity slowdowns, though, as you make your way through that area. Rest of your drive, though, in great shape. Northbound I-25 looks good through the tech center and all the way into downtown. Southbound I-25, starting to see some minor slowdowns now through the Central Valley and also down south, approaching the tech center. The Copper Mountain 4-Pass is on sale now through December 20th, or while supplies last. Visit any Front Range King Supers to purchase your 4-Pass, or visit coppercolorado.com for more details. Kari Sparks with your Cool 105 traffic.
There were plenty of hugs and, yes, some tears when 1,000 race participants and supporters gathered at Hays Municipal Park for the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. But most importantly, there was even more laughter and dancing as breast cancer survivors celebrated life.
It's another way to mark a milestone, pun intended, because every year that you're able to walk or participate in one of these events reminds me of how lucky I am to be here when a lot of my friends aren't.
One man traveled all the way from New Jersey to participate in his 229th Susan G. Komen race. Mark Goldstein is a breast cancer survivor and travels the nation with one message.
Men should not die from breast cancer out of ignorance. So my mission is awareness.
And it is awareness and hope for a cure that inspired one woman to run for her mom and family and friends and everyone, she said, whose lives have been affected by cancer.
I think that by running this race each year, that it just shows the heart and the soul of what it's all about. Because life is too short to not care for anybody and pass the love around.
Kari Blurton for Hays Post.
Good morning and welcome to your KAYS News Update. I'm Kari Blurton. Your forecast today, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms after 3 p.m. It'll be mostly sunny and very hot with a high near 102. For tonight, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly before 3 a.m. Mostly cloudy, the low at 61. And for tomorrow, mostly sunny and cooler with a high at 86. Governor Sam Brownback was one of several elected state officials participating in Saturday morning's Wild West Fest parade in downtown Hays. Prior to the parade, Brownback took a few minutes to talk about his re-election campaign.
You know, it's really a couple of things. One is jobs. Second is education, and we're putting more money in education. And third, really, is pushing back against the federal government. They are tired of this overburdensome federal government on things like the prairie chicken and saying, look, we've had enough of it. Push back. And that's what I've been doing, is standing up for Kansas against this administration, really trying to cram things down our throat and run Kansas from Washington. We disagree. I disagree, and we're standing up against that.
The presumed Democratic challenger in the governor's race is Lawrence attorney and State House Minority Leader Paul Davis. Jill Docking, a Wichita financial planner, is Davis's running mate. Lots of rain recently is a good thing for Hays. Lots of mosquitoes, not so much. Hays Park Department Director Jeff Bull says he's been getting a lot of calls from residents wondering what to do about it, since mosquitoes require standing, stagnant water to reproduce. Bull recommends taking a close look around your own backyard.
Buckets of water sitting around in your backyard with water in them, tire swings, plugged gutters, old marine tarps laying on the ground that have water caught up in the folds. These are all examples of areas where mosquitoes can lay their eggs. The larvae can emerge from the eggs, pupate, and become adults.
Hays does not fog mosquitoes such as Russell does. Instead, city employees toss environmentally safe pellets into stagnant water in several areas around town. The pellets create an oily film on top of the water, which kills the mosquito larvae before they can develop into adults. People who want to decriminalize marijuana in Wichita are counting their petition signatures. They need about 3,000 valid signatures to force a citywide vote on a proposal to lower the punishment for possessing pot to a $25 fine. A photo of Wichita police officers rescuing a 6-month-old German Shepherd from an overpass helped reunite the animal with his owners. The 4 officers managed to get the dog, named Harley, off an overpass ledge on Friday night. A photo of the rescue was posted online, which is how Harley's owners were able to track him back down. That's your KAYS News Update. I'm Kari Blurton. For more news, head to HaysPost.com. Have a great morning.